everybody! It's Charjr Ryuki here, and guess what? Yeah, I'm using a wooden sword 2 ways, because you can. Why am I using it 2 ways? Well, and I dropped it. Today marks the day that I've been on YouTube for 2 whole years. 2 whole years, guys. That, man. Just, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Especially for the people who actually enjoy watching my videos where I make a lot of mistakes or make a fool of myself. But, I've had a lot of fun. There are some times where I didn't have a lot of fun, where, you know, being tired and being irritable and all this and that, and, I'm going to make sure that, okay, yeah. I had to make sure that, I didn't always have fun, you know, while recording, because things didn't always go the way I wanted them to. But that's part of it. Been ups and downs, you know. It was like within that first year, getting into an argument with some person because they didn't like my opinion, or people throwing a fit because they didn't like my voice, which is probably the only actual hate comments video that I have on my channel. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I would like to keep this going. You know, I've got over 800 videos on my main channel, on this channel. I've been working on reviews for the other channel, and me doing something like this, using this wooden sword 2 ways, you'll see something like this again in another martial arts video that I have plans for. Now I have 3 other things that I'm going to use for a martial arts video, but I haven't had time to actually do it yet. So this is just a preview of what I'm going to be doing, if I can keep myself from dropping it. But it's like you go, you're 2 years on YouTube video where you spend a couple minutes at a time working on what you will be doing for a future video, but you keep dropping this stupid thing without hitting the ceiling fan in the process, which I'm standing right under. So if I hit it, it breaks. I'm probably going to end up going to the hospital just to get glass out of me. So, but yeah, what the video about my eyes. With my left eye, it's all back to normal now. So I don't have to worry about that or take those eye drops again, but I'm obviously going to have to watch what I do. For those of you who don't know, my real name is Brett Nooch. I go by Charjr Ryuki on YouTube. I also, you know, with the reviews channel and the martial arts channel. I live here in a small town where like I said, I was the outcast when I was in school. I'm still the outcast in this town. Everybody treats me the same as they did back when I was in school. I'm treated as an outcast, so that's how I'm treated. And that's fine. I don't like anybody in this town anyway, so that's totally fine. But I don't want to live. I don't want to live here. So my goal is to move out of this town and move out into the country where I can let Kira run, even if it's in a place where I can control, but big enough for her to run and have have more place to play and have fun. Uh, because you can't do that here. And there's a lot of people who have aggressive dogs that would literally try and kill her. So I can't let that happen. That's why I keep such a close eye on her. And I'd probably still do it even if I lived out in the country. I'd probably still find ways to keep an eye on her and protect her. But she's like one of the best damn family dogs you can ever ask for. And she's just getting courage to stand up for herself and stand up against other dogs. And I made a short little video about that where she surprised me, where she actually stood up to another dog. And the dog meant no harm, but she still stood up. That was nothing like Kira. Kira never stood up, towards another dog. She was more curious or more afraid because she doesn't know how the other dog is going to react. But she stood up to another dog, and it was quite surprising. She even made friends with one, and which I basically call that other dog her boyfriend, because they pretty much do everything together. And she obviously became very attached, which is understandable, but the whole thing with videos, and I don't think I'll play Duke Nukem 3D again or whatever unless I figure out where that other card is, and then I'll go back to playing that game. Obviously, I was terrible at it, but I'm terrible at every game I play apparently. So, besides Pokemon, but the whole reason why, like I said, that Pokemon was a bad habit, and it is. It's a bad habit. But the reason why I started playing it more and more is mainly for the younger generations, for the kids. So that's why I do my darndest not to curse while playing those games or saying things that are inappropriate. And I ended up catching myself during my recording through Pokemon Red, which I don't know if you've seen already. It might be in the other two videos where I said something that I shouldn't have said. And there's no point in trying to correct it because it was already done. So I think if you haven't seen it already, you guys will eventually see it. Yeah, I really enjoy talking to you guys, and I know I said I'd vlog more often, so I do try and make vlogs. So I brought Shoutout x5 back. I'm going to be uploading 2 videos of shoutouts per day, or per Friday. So look forward to that, and I'm going to go through my entire subscriber list. I've already have a bunch of those Shoutout x5 videos recorded. So once I get to the point where I'm on the last 2, then I'll continue on from where I left off until I have everybody, and even new subscribers, if anybody wants to subscribe and like what they see on my channel, then they too will be a part of the Shoutout x5 series. Because I says, like, if you guys want to be a part of the Shoutout x5 series, then all you have to really do is subscribe. It's just a choice. I can't make you do it. I want to be straight with you guys. I can't make you guys do anything. It's just, I gotta say what I gotta say, and it's up to you guys. And I want you guys to know that I really do appreciate you. I really do. You guys are awesome. And do I plan on going on more trips besides the two that, or the one that I went on and the one I'm going to go on here in a couple months, yeah, you're darn right I am. I haven't figured out what I was going to go do after my trip to Minnesota, but after my trip to Minnesota, I might go to another convention. And I met my old friend last night. My little brother talked about what went on a little bit about last night. There was a little bit of a dance last night at the Legion because I pulled an all-nighter Friday night. Recording Sepia Tears, and it was an all-nighter, let me tell you. And I recorded one more thing after that, but I didn't upload it because, well, I emptied the card out when I got done recording, and I started over, so that's why I ended up recording something new. A beta for a game that's coming out either later this year or next year, or whatever, but I only did the tutorial version of it because matchmaking didn't work. But it's an interesting game, and I think you guys will like it. It's a little different. What happened last night is like I'm tired. I'm thinking about taking a couple hours nap and going and recording a couple other games I haven't recorded in a while, and to continue on that. I get a text from my brother, who works at the bar here, and he goes, "So-and-so's here," which he got the last name wrong. And so I'm like, why the hell would he want me to go down there? I was like, the heck with it. So I cleaned myself up a little bit, and I went down there, and I found out it was actually an old friend of mine. And, well, one out of the two friends I actually have. And I gave him some crap, he's got a beard now. I was like, about damn time you got a beard. And I was like, sitting there talking, it's like he used to be a bouncer, for whatever, and going to school down there to be a diesel mechanic, and, he was a guy who used to be in the Army. And because he was going to re-enlist after he healed up, but because of the fact that he got injured, he wasn't able to re-enlist. So he's just going to keep going what he's going to do, and hopefully everything works out for him. And he's been doing pretty good. And I was like, oh, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I have no plan on drinking. I pulled an all-nighter. I got up real late. I just have no want to whatsoever to drink. And like I said to you guys, I don't drink. I drink once or twice a year. I really don't. And I really have no interest in drinking, but I've never been drunk. I've never been drunk, period. In my entire life, I've never been drunk. But if I did drink, I would never drink beer. I'd drink whiskey or adult liquor or something that's got more of a bite to it than something crappy like beer. I'm probably going to get people hating on me for that, but I'd rather prefer something with a bite to it than whatever. And he's like, dude, I'll buy you a drink. I'll wake you up. And I was like, I can't say no because he's not going to take no for an answer. And this is the kind of how a good friend he is. Both of my friends and their parents will never take no for an answer. So it didn't matter how many excuses I would come up with to not drink or do whatever. They weren't going to take no for an answer. They're going to make me do it anyway. So it's like, all right, fine. Let's test the little brother out, see how good he is. So I tried vodka and Sprite. And by God, that's actually some good stuff. I've never had vodka before. I had Crown and Jack Daniels before. But I've never had vodka and Sprite. And it actually woke me up. So they were right. It woke me up. I could have stayed up all night last night. I could have even recorded last night, but I was like, that other drink that my friend bought me towards the end last night, it got me. He was right. It was a sneaker drink. It sneaks up on you. And because what I had afterwards, because I had a pop afterwards, and then I decided, you know what, if I'm here and I'm mingling a little bit and shut up phone and whatever, I'm talking, I get, in a situation where I end up talking to people I don't like, that I really, really hate, the very people who made me an outcast, who labeled me as an outcast here. They find it strange that the guy who doesn't drink, who had no interest in partying or getting hammered or any of that, is sitting here in the bar drinking. So that was probably their only reason to even bother talking to me in the first place, is because I have an alcoholic beverage in my hand. But I had a lot of fun, getting to see an old friend for once and getting to have a conversation. He talked about going to Comic-Con, and I think there was another convention he said he went to, and he's like, dude, you do not realize how different it is from here to it is to a convention. And I was like, dude, I think I know, because here I would get slapped or ridiculed or flat out rejected right away or whatever, because I mentioned this before when I was talking about my trip in Comic-Con. How different the girls are there. I mean, girls from around the age of 15 to my age to even a little older would sit there and have a conversation with me, but yet nobody else will. And no girl around here where I live will even bother to talk to me. How sad is that? Seriously. And how comfortable for a guy like me would go down here, would go to a convention and, be uncomfortable to talk to people and being very sociable, and is sitting there having a conversation with someone, with an actor like Greg Ayres or Todd Haberkorn, and even Tia Ballard for a few minutes, having a conversation with her, and just sitting there and talking with other girls there and other people. I mean, heck, I talked to one guy for like 3 hours. And talking to a girl for a couple hours. Like hell, I was talking to multiple girls throughout the entire time. No, I didn't bother to get any numbers because, well, if I wasn't going to ruin those chances, If I really got, a good connection with a girl, then yeah, I probably would, get a number or, something that I could do a collab with or whatever. But having a little competition with a girl and end up beating her, that was, a couple of tries of pestering me. Come on, play. And then finally me playing, and then end up beating her. But sitting there having conversations, like I had vodka and Sprite with him, because he bought me that. And then I had Crown and Coke, and Crown and Coke is usually what I go for. It's actually one of the most expensive drinks in the bar there. And I had that. That also kept me awake, and I was like, it's not affecting me, but whatever. But then, I almost got myself in the face. I had I had another pop. I think I had drank 3 pops while I was there, and I had 3 alcoholic drinks. The other one, he was like, we were trying to come up with shots, and the internet was terrible, so couldn't really look up any alternatives for a certain shot or whatever, and they really didn't have the selection he was hoping they had. And when my friend parties, he parties. So he had he told my brother something. My brother's like, what? Oh, okay. What he had come up with, the sneaker drink that he came up with was Crown Apple. About that much of Crown Apple. About that much of cranberry juice and Coke or whatever, Pepsi, whatever. And that was whatever that was left. And it was pretty good. It was not a drink to chug. It was a sipper drink. I made a mistake to actually trying to chug it. I was like, wow, that's when I kind of was like when I started feeling the alcohol a little bit, but it wasn't enough to get me drunk. I might have gotten a little bit buzzed, but it was never enough to actually get me officially drunk, because I've never been officially drunk. So because I never literally sat down and wanted to get myself plastered, because I can't. Because why? I used to have seizures when I was a kid. Because the day, I was like, this is basically a little bit of video of not just my 2 years, but it's also about a history about me. I used to have, because I might not have mentioned enough in my welcome video, but I used to have seizures when I was a kid. Apparently, it was actually quite easy for me to get sick. But it took, what was it? I think it was I think it was in the 6th grade. I think the 6th grade, towards the 7th grade, I dropped it again. That the last time I had a seizure. And what happened was, I had just woken up, and a nurse came in, and for some reason, I started hitting on her. And this nurse is probably in her 20s, and I'm an elementary school kid, and apparently, according to my dad, I was really putting the moves on her. But I also was probably out of it as well. And as soon as they called my doctor in, I went back right into a seizure, and my doctor figured out what was causing my seizures. No, they never bothered to tell me, but after he figured it out and gave me some medicine or whatever, I never had a seizure since. But they always try to come up with things on why I'm not as tall as I should be, that because of the fact of what happened the day I was born could have caused some sort of reaction to stunt my growth a little bit. So obviously I should be taller than what I am. But you know what? I'm totally fine with the height that I am. Not a lot of people are, but you know what? To hell with them. I don't give a damn. But anyway, yeah, I think with all the stuff that I've done, and all the things that I went through and had to put up with even before I started my channel, I know my family basically my main family don't have a clue that I have a YouTube channel. So yeah, I told my friend that I have a YouTube channel last night, and I showed him the list of videos I have in the playlist. I asked him, he asked me how many videos I have. I have over 800 videos. I'm like, dude, that's too much. It's I have a channel too, but I haven't posted a damn thing. And he goes yeah, I'm an asshole. But he's I think he's been working on his own gaming thing. He's actually going to probably start gaming. And he says he's building his own computer systems or whatever. He's spending a lot of money on it. And of course, if you want a good computer for gaming and streaming and all that, you really got to pack the money in that. So I would like to stream, but my 2 computers can't handle it. And I know there's an app on the Xbox One that you can stream or broadcast your games to either YouTube or on Beam in general or whatever. I know you can, but apparently I have to actually set up an account and set up stuff. But if I ever choose to do that, I nearly dropped it again. But using a wooden sword 2 ways. See, I hit the ceiling fan. I wasn't meaning to. I just hit the little cords or whatever, but I still hit it. A little video of what I had to deal with and showing that I had a guitar yet still can't play it properly because my hands won't turn. Now, for some of those who don't know, my hands don't turn. I have to turn my elbow in to even turn them like this. So this is as far as I can turn my hands. Well, at least my left hand. My right hand, I could turn it almost completely flat, but still, I have to turn my body slightly inward or turn my elbow all the way in for my arms to turn. And I can't bend my thumbs. There's a joint there, but I can't bend my thumbs. I literally can't. So, yeah. And and for the other stuff that I mentioned, like the little horror story that I told you guys about, that did happen. And for a lot of you who don't know, there is another world besides the one that you see every day. There is another world out there. I've experienced it. I've been through it. I know. I know it all exists. My body's covered in scars, and a lot of scars are from that. So I know it exists. So if you believe that the supernatural don't exist, you're wrong, because they do. So, because I dropped it again. I still get instances that in the middle of the night, something will come into my house, and I know it's walking into my room, and it would stand right next to me and watch me sleep. Sometimes, shut up phone, it'll even try and hold me down. So, and I would see things in the corner of my eye, and I still do to this day, and I can still tell that I'm being watched because of the stuff that I did in the past. And that stuff does exist, and don't tell me it don't, because I've been there. I have scars to prove it. And it'll be inappropriate for me to show you, because that's against YouTube rules. But with my book, I know it seems like I'm rambling, but it's just a lot about stuff about me and thoughts, because I really do appreciate you guys. I want you guys to know that. 2 years on YouTube. 2 years. Over 800 videos. Almost to 1,000 videos. 240 something subscribers. I know I hit 250 at one point, but what does it matter? People come and go. That's how it is. Every time when I upload more than just 2 videos, I end up losing a couple, but eventually some people do come back, or I get new people in the process. But that seems to happen every time I upload videos, and I will upload this one. This won't be the first upload. And then I'll upload 2 or 3 more after that. Maybe 4 more after that. Will I do keep doing visual novels since they're the only things that my computer will actually play? Yeah. I've got one that actually is like a 10th anniversary, and it's got 1 and 2 story, like it was like the first story, chapter 1 and 2, or part 1 and 2. And then there is another one. There's 3 other DLCs for it, but I don't want to pay for it. So I'll only read the ones that it's giving me, and then I'll have a couple more that I'm going to do. Not yet, anyway, because I don't think my voice is up to par yet. Because I spent all night long reading. I think it's done enough to my voice that it has yet to recover. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. I hit myself in the head at least 3 times already. I would really like to do this outside, but I don't want people to stare and then stop and ask what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, you guys, I want to be going back to things and playing them and make progress and some new things, but well, again, I want to thank you guys. And if there's anything you guys want to know, anything you want to ask, just let me know in the comments below, or hit me up on Twitter, or go to my Facebook page, Charjr Ryuki, Facebook, and ask me there. I'll have a lot. Basically, as of right now, I can work on reviews because I got so many videos for this main channel that it's unreal. But that's all the time that I have. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm Charjr Ryuki. Let's keep this going, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.